Everyone, John here, lead maintainer of the open source Latterly.io, which is an educational and social networking platform, helps you learn to code, land your first or next programming role all the way up to senior staff plus, and grow your social and professional networks. Hundreds of people, over 500 signed up users, hundreds, like 300 something of them on the Discord as well. And so you can connect with these people either through public profiles or even if they don't have a public profile through the Discord under the community tab right there. Also in the YouTube video description. What are we working on today? We're doing open source once again. So we're going to close this massive AI perk. Okay. On my personal portfolio site, I have this massive AI affiliate link. Oh, okay. It doesn't have a discount. That's why I didn't put it there. I'm okay with that. I still want to add it. Dang. Now I'm just realizing that's the reason I didn't include it on the perks page, because there's not a discount. There's not a discount. Okay, so I might just close this issue. Hey, if you close an issue, it's done, right? I do think I reference it, job boards, and additional tools, and here is massive, and that is the affiliate link, even though there's no discount. Okay. JK, it's not a perk because there's no discount. I did ask for one, but I didn't get it. So maybe when they get bigger, I think it's a hard cost for them. But maybe when they get bigger, they'll have more margin and they'll open up a discount for me. Okay, or when I get bigger, right? If I'm bigger, then that's more of an incentive to them. On to the debugging article then. Cool, hey, we love closing an issue fast. So debugging article, this is highly requested. Let me play this TikTok. I don't need to play it, but here's some of my I guess I'll play it because this is going to have some of my tips in it. Basically, I have like 4 different places where I talk about debugging tips, and I want to unify them into a single article. I want this to be a free article, and then I'll do a Notebook LM audio, so audio video that you can listen on the go. That will be behind a paywall. So Notebook LM on my backlog somewhere, but the free one is the priority. Love giving y'all free stuff, but I hope that you sign up for the premium stuff too, because it is valuable. Where's my actual roadmap? Here's my roadmap. Notebook LM. Yeah, it's in progress, but it's at the bottom of in progress. That's probably the right priority. I could bump it up. Ooh, and the link store method. This one should be easy to do as well. Let's try and knock this out. Okay, so here's prod. We can close that. Localhost, good. Get a feature branch going. Which one are we going to do first? Let's do the debugging article first. Feature branch 441. Git checkout -b 441-debug article. Git fetch origin main. Make sure that we're even with tip of tree. Reset hard, origin main. Publish this branch. I don't have auto publish set up, so I should probably do that. I copy this command every time. Probably over my lifetime, I will have saved a good half an hour if I just set that up to auto publish. Okay, so this will be, oh Mac, I miss you. I could just swipe up to get back over here. I got to stream from my Windows for TikTok, but I'm on a TikTok ban, so I really don't need to. Okay, we'll slide these over so I can focus on them. I'm not going to do the capture widget today, I don't think. We'll slide these over. Yeah. So this is the stuff we're kind of focused on. What about benefits of free tier? Yeah, that can be over here. We'll be next in queue, so to speak. Right, so whenever the code is pushed up, this will be my pull request, but it's not ready to go yet. This is the one we're doing first. This is localhost. This is prod. We'll close that. And so I want to go add a blog article. Where do I do this? In my markdown. Latterly.io folder, source, app, blog, and here's all my markdown files. We'll get one of these. I'll just get the most recent one, benefits of premium. Okay. Copy this and make a new one. I name my markdown files by date. So 2025, what is today? It's the 30th. Yeah. 03- 30-debugging tips.md. Okay. Get rid of the premium, like the previous content. So what do I want this article to say? This is going to be article number 24. Debugging tips. The core thing is that all search strategies apply for debugging. Ladderly.io, like debugging super important, bro. I don't know. There are a variety of tips involving, let's see, what are the high-level categories of the tips? One is going to be search strategies. Another is going to be, prevention. Okay, high-level. Search strategies. Prevention. AI-driven debugging. AI driven debugging tips. And then old school like print and debug. Yeah, so that would be, so Chrome Developer Tools is going to be for web. Debugger will work pretty much everywhere. Using your IDE. So is this section like tools? Maybe the high level here is commercial is going to be another one. Non-AI debugging tools, and then commercial patterns. I think this is a good high level 5. What about in the interview? Yeah, in the interview, that's going to be like print statements pretty much. Print statements and tests. I'll call out interview coding interview debugging. So now we have 6 high-level groups. Can we reduce it further? Prevention, so that's going to include like types and tests basically. So maybe that could roll into commercial patterns. But it's useful even when you're on your own. And I like talking about prevention before AI-driven debugging tips, because one of the AI debugging tips is to give your language model better context, which can be represented by tests and types and comments and so forth. I think this is the 6 high level. Yeah. Chat, let me know if you have a way to group these further. But I think that's pretty much, yeah. I would be cutting meat instead of fat if I lump these together, I think. So I think it's good to break these apart. There are loads of ways to debug, and they fall into 6 high level. Let's see. What if I get rid of commercial pat? No, I want to keep. So here I'm thinking about like a commercial logger, which is going to be really important and distinct. There are loads of ways to debug. This article will focus on debugging for software engineers, avoiding things like data pipeline. Like we're not going to necessarily avoid. Yeah, there are loads of ways. There are loads of ways for software engineers to debug. They can be grouped into 6 high They can be grouped into 6 groups. Okay, so search strategies. Prevention. AI-driven debugging tips. And vibe coding remediation. Non-AI, non-AI approaches. There's got to be a better thing to call this. So non-AI approaches refers to like everything else. Here I'm talking really about print statements and debuggers. Print statements and debuggers. If I say logging, debugging and logging, like code debugger, logging and logging, breakpoints, and code debuggers. It's just called debugger in JavaScript, right? Yeah, it's debugger. Maybe I call this code-based debugging. Code-based debugging. Loggers, breakpoints, print statements. Well, print statements is loggers. Loggers, breakpoints, and IDE tools. Really, it's loggers and breakpoints. Run books are going to be interesting. Commercial patterns, correlation IDs are interesting. Oh, loggers and breakpoints and scripts. Particularly for DB issues. Health checks. Aishwari, welcome in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are we doing today? We're writing an article on debugging. So health checks are kind of like scripts. Correlation IDs and commercial. So these are still just log, but this is going to be documentation. Documentation is going to be part of prevention. It's really more remediation. So we can group it into 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are like 4 groups. And then we also have additional notes for commercial patterns and debugging in the coding interview. They can be grouped into 4 groups. And in this article describes 4 groups of tips and gives special notes focusing on commercial patterns and debugging in the interview. These debugging tips overlap with remediation, testing, and other practices. Okay, I think that's fine. Tips are welcome, Ashwari, if you have particular tips, but I think these are the groups I'm going for now. And there are commercial documentation practices and search strategies. There are like particular things you'll do to look up documentation that are common in companies like Confluence and whatnot, knowledge stores, Slack operations, and so forth. I won't dive deep into incident management. That's like an article of its own. But I will call out that it's important to keep in mind. Okay. So search strategies. Search is a general technique to acquire knowledge, which is upstream of all hard and soft skill development. Search is important for learning, development, and debugging and remediation. Ashwari, do you write documentation about APIs too? Sometimes, not today, but sometimes. So referring to API documentation will be a search strategy. Yeah. So one of the search strategies is to look at official documentation, and that includes APIs. So let's look at this. Okay.
Debugging techniques. Then you can search for...
Oh, I don't have the Bluetooth going on.
Search techniques. If you scroll down...
There we go. Will you teach me how to make APIs? Sure, sign up at ladderly.io. You can go sign up and join the Discord. If you just want to develop an API, then I would encourage you to start with Fast API in Python. Typically, the way that I teach this stuff, that's later on, because I start with web and then I go full stack and then add the API layer with a blog project in the core 4. So if you go to the blog, building a quality portfolio, big 4 projects. So like here is where I would introduce APIs generally, but if you want to jump directly to it, and so this would be a TypeScript approach, but if you want to jump directly to it, you can avoid Next.js and go for Fast API. I don't really like building APIs without a client. I think you get a better mental model if you understand the full stack. But anyway, that's an answer to your question. Okay, so
Debugging laterally.
yeah, I basically say to go to YouTube and search on the Laterally page. So let's look for search strategies. Here's 7. These are like the original 7, but there's a larger list of, let me go up here. Search strategies. Oh, is it search techniques? More than 10, good. This. There's a list of 11. Search strategies. This will basically 11 debugging, and I just say debugging. Okay. Debugging laterally. Yeah. Okay.
Can you show us
so what are the 11?
techniques for using the debugger?
Logging, debugger, breakpoint, visual breakpoint. Yeah, so this is a code-oriented solution attached to a running process. Launch a wrapped process. These are basically all code tools. So they're not the search strategies. Okay, so here's search strategies. These are the 7. And then here I say more than 10. I think it's extended. I think it's extended with commercial techniques. But let's see if I can just take the transcript and extract. Oh, I wonder if I can just take the whole URL. Extract the search strategies mentioned in this YouTube video. Print them like a YouTube. Include them in a YouTube video description timeline that I can paste in the YouTube video description. Oh, my bad. My bad. I gotta actually give you the link. Ashwari says, I've started to make APIs in Node.js. I have a background in Django, but switching to JavaScript. Great. Yeah, I think you're on the right track. Node.js is fine. Express is pretty good in that case. I wouldn't make it in raw Node.js, right? That's not going to be fun. Did it actually look up? It says, hold on a moment while I review, and then it just stopped. One, two, three, four. Site-specific search, yep. File type searches. Oh, so there's no discussion of commercial search strategies. Really? Knowledge. Yeah, I do. Search activities, but they are search activities. How can I quickly get to that? Thesaurus entry that I care about. More practically, something like a confluence. We'll get into examples of knowledge stores, but looking... Okay, so I talk about it, but ChatGPT didn't pick them out. Oh no, this is not good. Only use this source. As well as your ability to, that's an option as well. So understand the knowledge stores in the Google Alt. Knowledge stores are discussed near 102. I wonder if it like clips the transcript. Yeah, because it only talks about like the first 7 minutes. Like what? I'm going to go over to Claude. Maybe Claude will do a better job. Let me use the smartest model available, 3.7, okay. Okay. Create a YouTube video description based on the transcript of the video below. Be sure to include line items for each search technique. There should be more than 10. Okay, and I'll also go to Gemini and ask the same thing. So we'll get a few perspectives here. And I'll go 2.5 Pro experimental. Connects to YouTube, dig it. No, it's trying to like create stick to extracting information from this video. Don't create a new video. All right, so it gets the gist, but it doesn't have timestamps. Add timestamps. Wow, it's amazing how hard this simple task is. Okay, so let me paste over the transcript. Let's go to a new chat. All right, here's the transcript. Yeah, the onion model. I want to hear about that. Okay. Extract search techniques from this YouTube video transcript with timestamps. Let's do a new chat GPT. Is there a smarter? Let me go for 4.0. Let me go for 4.5. I don't know what's better, 4.5 or 4.0. I feel like I heard 4.0 actually does better. Lim Arena leaderboard. Yeah, 4.0 latest is doing better than 4.5, surprisingly. Although it's within the margin of error. So, I don't know. I'll go for 4.5. Good, this is better. 7 core search techniques in priority order. Go to your room, Sam. I'll let you know. This section cuts across groups and gives you 7 specific techniques in priority order. The purpose of this section is to enable immediate action over a deeper dive. Oh, bummer. All right, y'all. I think I gotta go. I think my